Welcome to the Good Food Kitchen. I'm Jeremy Dixon from the Revive Cafes in Auckland, and today I'm going to share with you a delicious healthy meal that you are going to love. Falafel pita wraps. Now for this recipe you're going to need Okay, to get started with these falafel wraps, we're going to make our own falafel. You can buy these in the supermarket or at some Turkish stores, but there's nothing like making your own fresh. They just taste amazing. So we're going to use our friend the food processor to make these patties, and it's basically a matter of just firing in some great healthful ingredients. We're going to start with some edamame, which are soybeans, and these are just little beans, just like that. Look at that. So we're going to put a cup of those in. Now you can use broad beans or other fresh beans if you want. We're going to use some chickpeas. Now these have not been cooked, these have just been soaked overnight. So you want around about a cup of those as well. So I just soak them in little containers like this. So a cup of each of those beans. Also going to add an onion, and because it's going to be minced up by the food processor, we can just basically roughly cube it. We don't need to dice it or anything chefy like that. So just that should be enough to get it going. We have a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of cumin powder, which is a great kind of Mediterranean spice to use. And one ingredient that makes this really fresh is coriander, fresh coriander. And this is how I keep my herbs in the fridge. Just wrap them in a wet paper towel and they'll keep for many days. You may need to refresh the water, but it really stops them from drying out, and you can keep herbs for much longer than you thought you could by keeping them in the fridge like this. So we're going to reserve a few stalks just for garnish at the end, and pretty much just roughly chop that up and fire that in as well. So about a cup of roughly chopped coriander. If you're a coriander hater, you can just leave it out, so don't stress too much, or you could use parsley. Going to put in 2 cloves of garlic. And an easy way to throw garlic in is, instead of mucking around peeling it, just put it in the garlic press and just fire it in like that. And chickpea flour is a great flour. It's a Mediterranean, it's basically made of chickpeas. It's just dried chickpeas. So we're going to add some of that as well, and that'll help bind it together. And now all we do is just put it in and process it. Now you may need to add a little bit of water. It's a little bit dry, so I'm just going to add just a touch of water, probably about 1 or 2 tablespoons, just to keep it going. And look at that, as simple as that. We've got this beautiful mix here with this lovely chickpea, soybean, and all those flavours all really combine to make a beautiful, delicious patty. So let's get these falafels on. So we've got a hot pan. We're going to put a little bit of oil in, and again we're not deep frying here. We're just shallow frying, so probably about just under a tablespoon. You don't need much oil at all, so don't overdo the oil. We're just going to get a spoon and get them underway. So just make little falafels like this, and just simple as that. As you can see, they're sticking together nicely, and these will bind really well as well. Now if you use normal chickpeas rather than, as in cooked chickpeas, rather than just soaked chickpeas, you can do that because you can just get them out of a can. The mixture will be slightly runnier, so they'll still kind of stick together, but they won't be kind of as authentic falafel-like. So we'll just put those in there, just a bit of oil for each of them, just like that, and we'll get those underway. So while that's going, we're going to start with the veggies for the pita. We're just going to prepare a nice little platter. It's nice to give people, you know, kind of your guests or your family options when they're making their meal to kind of put together themselves. So just a really quick vegetable platter, and we're just going to slice some tomatoes and just put it on the platter so you know everyone can make up their own falafel how they want. Just any kind of ingredient. It's nice to cluster things, so don't try to keep things random. Colours always generally look better when they're together. Slice some cucumber. Using a nice sharp knife helps, and again when using knife, make sure you're sliding your knife through the vegetable or the item, and it works really well. Don't kind of push down. It works better when you're sliding through. You've got the point of the knife on the board, and it gives you a really nice, really quick sliding action. Some red onion just to give it a bit of freshness. So just cut a few little onion kind of things that we can put on. You don't need too much onion. Get rid of some of the skin. Okay, let's see how the falafels are going. Look at that, they're just beautiful. We'll just give them a bit of a flip. Look at that, just a little bit of brownness just to get them going. They just smell amazing. Here, a big flipper here. So you probably need about 2 minutes each side. You don't need to overcook them, and they're great. So another couple of minutes there. So while those are cooking on the second side, let's make our tahini dressing. This is a good little quick, healthy dressing that'll really make these pitas taste great and is really quick. So once you've learnt this dressing, you're going to make it over and over again, guaranteed. So simple recipe. We're going to have 4 tablespoons of tahini, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is sesame seed paste, basically just made from sesame seeds, kind of like peanut butter except runnier. We're going to do 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. You typically get about a tablespoon per half of lemon juice. So I'm just going to squeeze these through my finger. We're going to add some honey. Liquid honey is best because it's very quick and easy to use. Touch of salt. And we'll just start stirring. And we'll need a bit of water as well, but you kind of want to vary that. We'll start with about probably 1 to 2 tablespoons of water, and just keep stirring. And eventually, it's going to end up being a lovely, creamy little dressing. Look at that lovely creamy dressing. That's just a good healthy alternative to mayonnaise that you can use on the falafel. So it's ready to go, and I think our falafels are ready as well. So we'll get those out of the pan and put them on the platter here and cook up another batch, and there you have an instant great meal or lunch for your family with healthy falafels, healthy vegetables, and we're going to wrap them shortly in a wholemeal wrap. We'll just flip the second batch, see how they're going. Look at that. Just about 2 minutes aside's all they need. There we go. Okay, just put a bit of avocado in here as well, while those are finishing off. Nothing like a bit of avocado to make a pita taste great. Look at this. Take that out, peel off the outside and just finely dice it. Just add to the little kind of platter there. And these guys here should be nearly finished, I think. We can just put them on. And now the fun part, the assembly job. So we're going to start with a base of a wholemeal wrap. So make sure you get wholemeal whenever you buy bread or anything. It's so much better for you, full of fibre. You can warm them up or start with them cold. It doesn't really matter. So we've got our base here. We're going to use some mesclun lettuce or some kind of greenness just to start off the wrap, just to make it look beautiful, and extra vegetables don't hurt. Let's get into some tomatoes, cucumbers. I mean, these are very simple vegetables you can use, or you can get a bit more flash and use some more trendier things. Avocado, a few bits of onion, and some falafels. I'll just chop a bit of coriander just to make it look a bit pretty as well. Extra flavour. and drizzle some of this lovely dressing over the top. And there you have it, a lovely, fresh Mediterranean falafel pita, something that you really love, and give it a go at making them yourself. And all you need to do is roll it up and then put it in your mouth, and you've got a delicious lunch for your family. Hope you enjoyed this lovely, healthy, delicious meal.